telling me to stop and I'm going safe. Destruction, devastation, that's my place. Welcome home, put your feet up, let's begin. Time trials is ready, baby, it's in. Ready, fast to full gear, flying through the sky. Nitro's burning, you're dying, yeah. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Nitro's time trial, need I say more?
Hey YouTube, Michael Walter55, and you saw that intro correct. This is Trials Evolution, and I am doing a quick review. Starting off the main menu, you get faced with 3 different game modes: single player, multiplayer, and track central. Down at the bottom, you have some things like leaderboards, achievements, help and options, download content, recommendations, and you can also exit the game, obviously. Some people don't know this, but if you scroll over to the right, as I do in a second, you can see all kinds of things. It shows you both the DLCs, which it came with Origins of Pain and Evolutions of what's it say? Riders of Doom. I'm sorry, comes with Riders of Doom. Those are 2 separate DLCs. They both cost 400 points each. I recommend getting at least one of them because most custom maps require the DLC nowadays. But anyways, moving on, down here we have Avatar gear. We have the original Trials game that you can get. We have more Trials Avatar gear. We have Trials gamer pictures, which I really don't know why many people would like that, but whatever. There it is. Then you have Survival of the Fastest theme. Basically just your basic marketplace stuff for any game. Anyways, moving on, we're going to show you some single player. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you some multiplayer, obviously. Right here. Sweet, interrupting my videos. Okay, anyways, you're here. Here you have Go Race, Garage, and Stats. Stats just showing you some interesting statistics, I guess. Garage, basically, you can edit your rider. You can see it's not loaded, but I basically gave my rider cargo pants and cargo vest or whatever. You can edit all that stuff: gloves, pants, shirt, helmet, boots, whatever. You can edit all that stuff. You can also customize your bikes as well. As you can see, I added a paint scheme to some of these bikes. You can add the number as well. For some reason, the only number it lets you have is 52. But yeah, that's basically the garage. And then you have, obviously, Go Race, and basically that takes you to the single-player campaign. The campaign basically letting you play through all the, pre-made tracks that the game came with. Now, Pain Island and Big Sands are both DLC worlds. You get Pain Island when you get the Origins of Pain DLC, and you get Big Sands when you get the Riders of Doom DLC. Now, this is the world you start off with, Crash County. And it requires you to pass license tests to move on in order to do faster tracks. Each license test teaches you how to use a different bike. 4 license tests for 4 bikes. I'll show you the bikes it comes with pretty soon here. It starts you off with the Rattler. You can get, I think, 4 different bikes. I show them in more detail in the future of the video. But yeah, let's move on to the gameplay, huh? Okay, guys, so here we are with the gameplay. This is the first license test, and really, it just teaches you, how to play. It doesn't really teach you much about the bike. But, like I said, it's the very first license test, so it basically teaches you how to play and whatnot. As you can see, it teaches you how to lean and, overall just teaches about the game. And it shows off some of the special effects you can use. You can see that explosion right there in the water. It basically just shows off what the game is capable of, being the first level. And an interesting note is, in the campaign, after every level, something interesting happens to your rider, and it's something different every time. But this one, you happen to get smashed by a piano. But anyways, let's move on. Okay, guys, so when you start off the game, the levels are gonna, well, obviously they're always gonna tell you what the difficulty of the level is. These are all beginner. As you move on, they're gonna get harder, but when you start off, the beginner levels are, fairly simple. It makes you use the Rattler 125cc. It's not that fast of a bike, but it's great for learning. Here I'm showing off the bikes in more detail. You got the Phoenix Evo 250. You have the Scorpion 450. You can use the Micro Donkey bike if you had Trials HD and got a certain achievement. That's the Origins of Pain DLC bike. That's the Gecko. It's a BMX. And that is the Riders of Doom. So here we go. Okay, guys, so this is basically the first level in the game. But when you first start off, like I said, the level's going to be fairly easy. There's not going to be any crazy special effects, and there's not going to be, really hard, difficult obstacles or anything. Really, most of these levels you could probably pass just by holding the throttle down. Now, you'll notice I'm just going in a straight line, but there are very slight turns. That is because this game is a 2.5D game. which means there is turns, but they're beyond your control. You do not control them, only the track decides when you will turn. As you progress, like I said, the maps will get harder and harder as you go. This map, for example, I think was a hard difficulty track. No, it was a medium difficulty track. And basically, it just kind of, plays tricks on your mind, and it just does all kinds of goofy stuff. And eventually, the gravity changes, and everything changes. You can see right there. And it's a difficult map, and the maps really only get harder from there on out. But it's a lot of fun. See right there, the gravity is changing, and the gameplay is just it just gets better as you play. It just gets more and more fun until you get to the extreme maps. The extreme maps, they speak for themselves. They're pretty crazy. But yeah, right here I'm just kind of finishing out the map, showing you guys the gameplay. I know it's kind of dark right there. That's just the map itself. But yeah, I mean, look at this is just demonstrating what you can do with the map editor. Pretty much all of the campaign maps were made with the map editor after it was created. And this is all stuff anybody, any regular Joe can go on and do, create a map. I mean, it takes time, but it's not impossible. I mean, I've seen people create some of the strangest, most crazy maps. I mean, I've seen people recreate Plants vs. Zombies in Trials Evolution, and I don't even know how they do it, but it's possible. So, I mean, the map editor really is just something else, and that's why this game never ceases to amaze you. Moving on to the second game mode that you'll find yourself in is multiplayer. Now, multiplayer can be local and Xbox Live. Local multiplayer having a few flaws, such as if you fall back too far, you will respawn next to your opponent, which honestly makes it kind of unfair for whoever's in the lead because, the enemy can respawn right there and win the race fairly easy. But I prefer Xbox Live multiplayer because there is none of that. If you fall back, you fall back. That's all there is to it. I'm on the blue bike. I'm the one that the camera's following, as you can see. But, and it's really not that laggy. That guy in the middle's kind of lagging a little bit. But I'm really surprised by how well made the Xbox Live multiplayer really is for this game. And actually, it doesn't take that long to find a match. For not so popular of a game, it really only takes, I don't know, probably 30 seconds to find a match. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game mode. And so, yeah. Alright guys, so if you continue to look at the menu, you're going to find yourself at the Track Central game mode. And when you enter this game mode, it gives you four options. It gives you Get Tracks, Play Tracks, Light Editor, and Pro Editor. Light Editor basically is a map editor that you can use, but it has some restrictions, and it's just easier to use if you've never created a map before. The Pro Editor, however, has no restrictions, and you can do just about anything you want in there, but it is very complicated, and it may confuse you if you've never created a map. I rarely ever use it. I rarely create maps, though, so there you go with that. Over here we have Play Tracks. These are where you can play tracks you've already downloaded if you want to go back and replay them without searching for them. And Get Tracks. This is actually how you get the tracks, and it gives you, a fairly large array of map types, or whatever you want to call it. Basically, up top is all the Red Links picks and Red Links creations, and then you have highest rated, for that week. You have Supercross, you have skill games, you have trials, just pretty much any kind of map you can imagine. It's there. I mean, new maps are coming out daily. I mean, you can't, close out the map, Get Tracks for 5 seconds without a new map popping up. It's crazy. But if you notice the little plus symbol on the top right of almost all of these maps, that means that map requires DLC. It does not tell you which DLC it requires, though, so if you only have one, it could be kind of a pain in the butt to find a map that, actually has your DLC. They're actually talking about updating it, though, to where it'll tell you which DLC it needs up above the level, which I think would be a great thing they should do. I think it would really be a good thing to incorporate. But anyways, that was pretty much that, and we're going to move on to the actual gameplay. So here I am playing a user-created map. This map just kind of shows off some of the weird stuff you can do with the map creator. I mean, basically, this map makes you joust into these targets with this, I don't even know what it is, like a sword on the front of your bike. And I mean, it's just, crazy that people are able to do this with the map editor and, make it work so well. I mean, it's just crazy. But it doesn't stop there. I mean, I've played maps that, you'll be driving on nothing, and then suddenly you explode, but then it's just crazy. There's so many things you can do with the map editor. It's ridiculous. I am failing at this map, by the way. I just did not do good at all. So there's the end of the map, right there. Boom. Anyways, I'm going to show you guys one final thing before I leave it off, which would be the map editor itself. The map editor is time-consuming to use, but it can be pretty rewarding once you create a good map, and it makes it very easy to upload your tracks to the Track Central for other people to play. Okay, guys, so here we are at the track editor, where you have Crash County, the place you start off with, and you have Pain Island and Big Sands, both DLC maps. I told you about them before, but we're going to go to Crash County because that's where we started off before, and that's where you start with when you first get the game. It's fairly simple to use. Basically, you just have to pick a starting point. I had trouble picking one. I had no clue what I was doing. I have not used the map editor in quite a while. But yeah, you just gotta pick a starting point, and you can pretty much go anywhere on any of the islands you pick. It's very unlimited. And then you gotta pick an ending point, which I put right there. And then that's where you get to actually pick the items. So, you know, it gives you all kinds of things that you can pick from, different terrain, different ramps, different things. And it's just pretty much you'll never run out of, you know, things to use or, you know, ways to change up your map and make it different, because there is so many items. This is just a really short track just to show you guys, obviously, the capabilities of what this can do and everything. And that's all there is to it. You grab the item, you put it there, and it's on your track. When you pause it, it lets you choose your bike and test the track. I'm just going to use the bike I always use. But, I mean, it's that simple. If you want to make a short track or something, it might take you 10 minutes, and you've got a good little map you can upload, and, you know, people might even like it or something like that. But anyways, guys, this has been my review. I'm going to get going. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.